Okay, guys, we are on the comprehensive portion, finally, of our semester exam review. This is number 8. I'm going to try to speak quickly, but explain as much as I can. I don't want this video to be too long. All right, so you're writing domain and range for part A in interval notation. And what you're going to do, what I'm going to do is pause this video and go yell at my dog because she's whining at me yet again. Ugh, I knew she was just whining because she wanted to whine. She didn't even need anything. All right, here we go. Domain and range. Now, domain is your x values, your range is your y values. You are going to actually have an asymptote here at x equals 0, right? We're not going to cross that. So when we go to write our domain in interval notation, we have got 0 to infinity, okay? And then your range, you are actually going to go from negative infinity way down here up to positive infinity way up here. So your y values go from negative to positive infinity. Okay? B, f of 1 equals, all right, here's the deal, guys. I know you think it has to be like super complicated, but it's really, really not. Go to 1 on your graph, right? What is the value of your function at 1? When x is 1, y is 0 right there. So that's just a plain old 0. Okay. C, a little bit more involved, but not that much. It's basically saying, hey, where is this function greater than 1? Remember, function notation is just a fancy way of writing y. And so I want everything that is above the red line that I just drew, right? And so from 2 on out, we're going to have a function that is greater than 1. So from x value of 2 to infinity, our y value will be 1 or greater. Okay, this is an exponential function. We're going to skip to part E now. And we are going to use these 3 points that are listed, 1, 0, 2, 1, and 4, 2. And we are going to go through our transformations. 2, 1, and a 4, 2. All right, I'm going to write them up here at the top because I need a little bit of room to kind of remind you guys. Negative f of x minus 3 minus 2. Remember, you're using h back. H. There is no b. This is an a. There's my k. All right. And h, you go the opposite direction. So even though it's minus 3 on the inside, you're going the opposite direction. So you're actually going to go 3 to the right. You have to go h first. So we are going 3 to the right for this, which means I'm adding 3 to each of my x's. I'm going to do that all at the same time so I don't have to switch my colors. 1 plus 3 is 4. 2 plus 3 is, whoopsies, 5. And then 4 plus 3 is 7. So the first round of transformations looks like that. Okay, then you have a negative 1 times your y value because your a is multiplied by your y, which ultimately reflects it across the x-axis. Yes. Okay. So then the x's are not going to be changed, so I'm going to go put those in there. Okay. And then the y's are going to be changed. 0 times a negative 1 is still 0. 1 times a negative 1 is a negative 1. And 2 times a negative 1 is a negative 2. Okay, and last but not least in this round, you have a k, which is a vertical translation. And so you are going to shift down 2, and that is just a plain old subtracting 2 from your y values. So once again, your x's stay the same. I got a 4 there, I got a 5 there, I got a 7 there. And obviously you guys would do this all at once, like you would take care of each point individually. I'm just kind of doing all the x's and then taking care of the y's so I don't have to keep switching back and forth with my colors. So 0 minus 2, negative 2. Negative 1 minus 2, negative 3. Negative 2 minus 2, negative 4. Okay, so that's your final resting spot for those transformations. And then the last thing you have to do on this is actually 4, -2, I'm just double checking, 4, -2, 5, the last thing that you're going to do on this is do the inverse. And guys, it's really, really, really very easy, especially when you already have 3 points. So for your inverse, okay, you are just going to switch your x's and y's. So on the original, it was a 1, 0. For the inverse, okay, it will be 0, 1, right? It was a 2, 1. For your inverse, it will be a 1, 2. And it was a 4, 2. It will be a 2, 4. All right, and I won't graph it because you can see that on the PDF file of the key. But if you stop and think, you know, when I ask you to, if I give you like y equals 7x plus 14, and I asked you to find the inverse for me, you would have switched your x and your y. So it would have been x equals 7y plus 14, and then you would have solved that new equation for the y. So really, you do the same thing when you have points. You're just flip-flopping your x and your y for that.